Okay, so hi again, and let's start our path through building your first landing page. What we will cover today is what problem usually you want to solve with a landing page, what frameworks can you use for building one, and what tools, especially no-code solutions, can you use. Then we will proceed to some practice task where you will be able to briefly see how to build this thing. We will get then we'll get to the validation models, and then you'll have an opportunity to build a thing yourself. I will be here with you, and everybody who wants to try to build a landing page just today, you can do it during this session. So the main thing that we want to cover with doing a landing page is actually validation. So we are not building a landing page for the sake of it. Of course, we want to see if our idea is valuable, if anybody really wants to use our product. And a few years ago, when you wanted to test something on real users, you had to put a lot of effort. There were no simple AI tools that could help you build a project in just a few hours, and you had to do all coding by yourself. And especially in cases where you're not familiar with building a website or an app, that was a huge pain, and it usually took people weeks and months to do this. And sometimes it just doesn't really work out. Actually, it is the most common case that your idea doesn't work out as expected. And today we have an AI tools, and AI tools help us to follow the smart way and build as less as possible with your own hands. Let the AI do the thing. Then we should put some effort into publishing and sharing your idea with the others. And then if you see the real need for your thing, you can continue developing it. If not, you can pivot or just let it go and start some new project. And there's I think one of the best of the main books for the whole startup community, the Lean Startup by Eric Rice. If you want to build a startup, it is one of the best books to start. Especially, it helps to change your mindset, to help you with that. Let's also talk about a difference between landing page and prototype. Some of you, as far as I remember, had the discussion with Masha Konovelka about these different things, and I would like to hear your thoughts about that. Yes, you can use your mic and speak up.
Yeah, I actually had a question, and I wanted to ask it before we started the presentation. Sure. If the landing page was so important, why are we doing it so late, like after all of the other lessons and so on? Why not start with a landing page and then have the rest of the
because to build the landing page, you should have an idea of something. When you don't have any idea, you can't really build anything. And our previous sessions were designed to help you to get those ideas. Basically, when we were doing again and again this exercise with imagining a startup in some specific industry or niche, basically we train the muscle of creating of project. And then when you have this overview of how to think of a project, when you thought of different projects in different areas, you can start building one. So when you have, if you have a good idea before all of those sessions, open lectures, is good. Like, I mean, it's nice that you already had some bright ideas in your mind before the course, but it's not the case for everybody. And we mainly try to help everybody else to get on the same page and have some ideas, some projects in mind, and then we will start building them. I hope it answers your question. Okay, great. So yeah, if anybody could tell me about the difference between about landing page and the prototype in your own words, it would be good. Actually, let me do this. I will change the sharing a bit.
So I think that the prototype is a thing that is already working, and a landing page must not work. It should be just a presentation of some potential use cases.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The main difference is the goal that you're have when doing one or another. For landing page, it is mainly to show the intent of giving a product, the promise for the potential customers. And for the prototype, it's about the experience that the actual customer would get when using your thing. Of course, prototype takes a lot more effort to build, and that's why we can start with a landing page and then proceed with the prototype if our idea is working good. And when we talk about landing page, in our case, of course, we want to cover a specific category. We want to validate our idea. And by validating idea, I mean that we want to make people want our product. We want to show them our value proposition. We want to show them what good things we have and why they should switch from our competitor to our solution. And mainly, we want to make them click on our buttons. We want to ideally make them pay us something, because when people vote with their wallet, that's the best vote that you can get. It is a landing page should make people convert from people who just heard of something into the people who want to test your own product. And that's our main goal. And here, I want to share a personal story. I was creating landing pages for our JetBrains Horizon program for more than a year now. And when I was doing that for the first time, I had no framework and no idea how to do that. And the only thing that I had was just my imagination and some examples of some other landing pages. And that's why first landings that I created were not good at all. And I want to help you with that and prevent you from doing my mistakes. So here I want to show you the example of one of the first versions of the JetBrains Horizon landing page. And a bit after that, we will take a look into the current version and compare them. And I hope you will see that the new version is better than the previous one. So let's take a look at this page. Here, intentionally, it was a page that we will use for making people sign up for the full semester of our program, as the semester you are now attending. And here we have some main words about what is JetBrains Horizon, what niches and industries do we cover, about importance of AI in current era and how we help using this AI with your startup journey. Some brief text about our semesters with not many details at all. Some requirements, why to take part. The problem of this landing page is that it has a lot of text, but there is no clear value proposition. There is no clear path for you to follow to understand why you need to join us. We just throwing on this landing page, I'm just throwing a lot of information without any sequential order, trying to make you click for this little blue button. And there's just a lot of text in here. And yeah, you will see why it is not the best case. Yeah, so one of the main frameworks to build a landing page is the Y Combinator style landing page. Y Combinator, for those who are not familiar, is one of the main, if not the biggest one, startup incubator in the world from the United States. And many companies that go through Y Combinator share the same approach to the landing page. And the usual structure of such approach is that you have a hero section at the beginning. Hero section is an example of a problem that you're solving with your tool. Then you have some data to back it up, some metrics, some experience from people who already tried your thing. Then we have a pricing if you're already selling the product, some frequently asked questions section, and the footer. Basically, that's it. And the main part of this whole thing is the hero section, because you should make people want your product just by looking at this section alone. Of course, all of you know what cursor is, and let's take a look at the cursor landing page, because it serves really good example of YC style landing. Here you can see build to make your extraordinary productive. Cursor is the best way to code with AI. That's the simple sentence, the simple value proposition. You have screenshots, trusted companies, the companies that trust Cursor, some examples of what Cursor can help you with. Again, some experience from people. And from this page, you can clearly see what you're buying. If you want to buy a tool for coding with AI, you can see what exact capabilities does the tool have. People that develop Cursor back their value proposition with real companies and real people who buy this tool. And even if you don't know that the cursor is one of the biggest things right now in the coding tools world, from that landing page alone, you already understand that it is something useful. Okay, let's proceed to the other approach. Which is feature advantage benefit model. This thing is more suitable for cases when you have a bit more complex tool, and usually your customer is another company that is trying to buy a big service, and you want people to book a call with you, book a demo, try a prototype, and for that you need a bit more blocks from which your landing will be structured. And at the beginning you have the same hero section, and after that you have a context, which is a specific case that shows why this tool may be useful for you and for your business. Then, which is most importantly, you have a feature advantage benefit blocks in which you can see why exact features of the product are helping you, why you want them, because they save you money, because they save hours for you or your workers. And when you clearly see the benefits, it becomes much more clearer to you why you want to buy this thing. As an example, let's take a look at the Retool landing page. Retool is one of Retool is one of the biggest tools for software developing with AI, and here you can see a clear value proposition. Buttons, call to action, CTA, which means call to action, buttons for booking a demo and starting your own trial. Then you have a specific structure that we've already discussed, that you see the features. We see that they give us different models. They show us screenshots of how your data transforms with the insights. And they give us value for data teams, for development teams, for operations teams, for support teams. And when you see this much of a value from one tool, you will most likely think of implementing something like that. There are some other examples here. Once again, there is a list of companies that use the tool, and clear metrics that this tool saved $6 million and a lot of hours for the DoorDash. They saved more money for Ramp, and you see how it goes, basically. Yeah, that's one of the best examples of a feature for the feature advantage benefit model. And here, let's take a look at the case study, because some landings are so good that you want to discuss them in even more details. For those of you who don't know, Dropbox is a tool which became popular in early 2000s as a tool for sharing different files, because back then you haven't had any cloud storages, and sharing a file between you and your coworker, between you and your friend, was a tough task. And Dropbox team came to the Y Combinator with a perfect pitch. They will create the simplest tool possible for sharing files with the people. Of course, Dropbox evolved from that time. They're already now a big company, and their current page won't show you this, but let's get to the Web Archive and take a look how that was in 30th of May 2010. Everything you had was just this page. That was it. You had a video inbuilt with Dropbox logo, download button, and yeah, some footer at the bottom part of the screen where you can see some pricing, features, tour, community support, but whatever. Footers are the last thing people read usually when visiting a website. So yeah, that perfectly frames how they approached their idea of promoting their tool. And please tell me, do you have a sound in this video? No. That's unfortunate. Well, I will share a presentation with you. You can open this link by yourself and watch this funny video about why Dropbox is a thing and you should buy it. And to be honest, even in 2025, already nearly 2026, you will want to use Dropbox from that pitch. And the other a good example that I want to share with you is a Superhuman. Superhuman is a tool for emails, and for most of you who don't really work with emails, it might sound strange that people want to do something with this simple stuff. And for many of you, Gmail would be a way to go. But when you work with different projects, when you work in big companies and the emails become a crucial part of your workflow, you want to optimize this as well. And here is where Superhuman is coming to the game, because they have a clear value proposition that that's the best emailing tool that you can get. And that gets us into the situation where people would pay a lot for the emails, while usually they don't pay anything for emails. I guess everybody has a Gmail that is free if you don't really use the storage. And let me show you some the example. So here's the Superhuman landing page. You can see their value proposition basically here. The documentation is scattered across different tools, that you need to review emails. Here you have a clear feature and benefits cases for what they give you. We can click here and go further and look that they will save 4 hours a week per person for each of us if we're about their tool. It sounds great, to be honest. there's some other big and loud metrics. Yes, Mike.
I have a question. So basically, all landing pages I have seen, they have like shown some products, kind of like maybe some demo or screens from the products, but we don't have any like product at all. So do we need like in our landing page also try somehow to do in Photoshop and or generate some vision of our product, or it's like it's not necessary because
yeah, it depends on the stage of your project. If you have just an idea and that's it, we will cover this case as well. There are tools like Lovable that we will use today that can help you to cover this exact scenario when you don't have anything at all. But if you have already some working tool, you also will need the landing page for that, because when you're selling an app, you can't sell an app without some website that will make people go to the store or whatever and pay for that app.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Because I'm asking because like we are supposed to create like next semester like our like some MVP. So now I think most of us don't have like any. We don't have any like even some website. So,
yeah, that's completely fine, and that's why we're doing this session. MVP is completely different thing. For an MVP, you will need to really work on your idea. MVP is already a working version of your product that can already attract some money from potential customers. Here we will cover that case, but we won't really focus on that. Here we will mostly cover the case when you don't have anything and just want to test your idea as fast as possible. Okay, let's proceed. Here I want to show some best practices with you, and I would like to get some interaction with you as well. Let's discuss some landing pages. To be clear, it is not a landing page of a startup. For example, this is a landing page of a Chase bank. It's one of the biggest banks in the United States. Of course, it's not the thing, it's not the example of a landing page for the startup, for the simple project for idea validation. But if I scroll like this and just set it here, there is a problem on the screen that is okay for the big company like Chase with different products, but not okay for you as a potential founder who's going to validate an idea. Try to look at this screen and tell what may be wrong with you if it is the screen of a landing page of a startup, or it's not the landing page of a big bank. Just any ideas? What do you have in mind?
I think choose what's right to you is like a lot of choices, and I want to just, I don't know, briefly get the idea.
Yeah, that's a good point. Usually you don't want to overcrowd your landing page with everything you have to offer. It's completely okay to highlight the best things that you give, and then proceed with all your capabilities at some specific section, or maybe with a live call with potential customer to make them feel even more value when you talk to them. Do you see any other things that happening there that might be not good for a landing page of a small project?
I don't know what it's about like JP Morgan, but I think like JP Morgan is like I don't know. Oh, okay, I think it's not like department or other company, and like to mention on your landing page like JP Morgan.
They don't give a lot of context here. what is JP Morgan, why they are partnering with them, and what's the value. But I guess we can click continue and see. So my main idea here was that on this screen, you already have 5 call to action buttons: open account, sign in, shop now, continue, get started. That's too many buttons for just a landing page. And it's okay for the big bank, because big bank have a lot of products. They have credit cards, debit cards. They have loans for housing. They have, I don't know, savings accounts, a lot of stuff. But the thing that you want to don't want to have on your landing page is a lot of call to action buttons. You should have 1 or maximum 2 buttons that will make people click on them, because if there are too many, they won't click at all. That's how people see a lot of buttons on the screen. Okay, here is another idea of another example of some old landing page. It's in terrible quality, but I'm sorry for that. So it is some service for I can't actually understand that from the value proposition on the screen. That's also one of the problems. But let's also focus on the call to action button. What do you think of it?
There are no buttons at all apart from the say hi.
Yeah. That's a good point. That there is no call to action button on the screen, actually. When you want to attract people on your landing page, you should make them click and interact with it. If they just visit it and leave, basically nothing happened. You want them to click, to leave their details for further contact. Say hi is not a call to action button. It says nothing. Call to action button is apply, start, book a demo, whatever, but not a say hi. And there is nothing on this page that makes you interact with it. One more idea is this beautiful website. And actually, I think for many of you, it will look super fake. It looks like an example, like there's a stock image at the background, and the whole website looks like a stock image for the website. There is nothing clear. There's no concrete value proposition. Marketing Simplified says us nothing. A beautiful picture of a man pointing to the camera says us nothing. Some statistics here, they're super small. You can't clearly see what's going on. And they also look like a stock images of some statistics. Even if these are the real images of real statistics of this tool, they are designed, they are placed on this landing page very badly. And the takeaway from this is that you don't want your landing page to look fake. Of course, it's kind of subjective thing, but at least try not to use stock images from the internet of people shaking hands, people in suits on a meeting, I don't know, woman calling on the phone, and some other stuff that looks cheap and people want to interact with your page. Okay, let's get back to the presentation. So yeah, let's wrap it up. We don't want to have multiple call to action buttons on our screen, on our page. We still want to have at least one call to action button, because otherwise it is completely pointless. We want to avoid stock images and other types of generic content. And also we want to include contact information. it is great to have it, for example, on a footer at the end of the page. Your email, your profile on LinkedIn, whatever. So people who are interested in your idea can not only click apply button or some other button that you have, but also they can write to you directly. And there is an article that I took these examples from. I will share the presentation later, and I really advise you to look into that. It has a few more examples of bad designs of landing pages, and many of them outdated, to be clear with you, but still, these are mistakes you can make, and let's avoid them. But okay, we've took a look at the different landing pages. What to do now? How to design landing page. And before designing something with your hands in prototyping tools, let's design it in words. When you have a product, you should have a clear value proposition that you will make people fall to. So if you're selling, I don't know, shovels, you should make people understand why your shovels are the best shovels. And you want to make a landing page look as attractive as possible. And for that, we can use a PRD document. Product requirements document is a tool that you should always use when you're designing some product, because it won't only serve you as a starting point for the landing page, but it will give you the whole direction of your product. Because in product requirements document, you can specify what should your product have at different stages, for example, at the prototype, MVP, full-scale product stages. You can, and you should, specify what people will use your tool, maybe cover some basic user scenarios. You should, of course, mention features and link them between each other to make a clear value for the customer. And in our specific case, we will use product requirements document for feeding it into the AI. And today we have a tools that can take this product requirements document and create a good-looking product just from it. Of course, you can proceed with the simplest way possible, just writing create me something, but then you will stuck with everything looking not good as you expect, not good as you want, and you will spend a lot of time fixing it by hand. And that's why it's better to design it in words first. Especially, it would give you a clarity of what's happening, and then proceed with feeding it into AI tools. Yeah, as already said, giving an AI add a feed like in Twitter with like buttons is not a good prompt. And since most of you are technical people here, I hope you already understand the prompting as a whole. But yeah, the general approach here is, of course, as usual, just try to give as much context as possible. I've created a product requirements document for a platform in which students can share their project, their ideas. And actually, LLMs are quite good in designing the product required documents itself. So you can feed your idea into the LLM and ask for the PRD. You will get something not really good, most likely, in details. In general, it would be good, but in details, it would fit your own expectations. And from that point, you should change it as you think would be suitable. And here's the document. I will share the link to it in the chat right now. So you can take a look as well and use it just as a basic example. It is a simple PRD. I haven't spent a lot of time. Well, part of it is written using LLM. Then I've done some manual fixing of some things that I haven't wanted to be in it. And that's not the best PRD, but that's the thing that you can create in just 10 minutes. And this is a good starting point for building a prototype, a landing page with the AI tools. So here you can see the prompt that will feed and the clear sections of what should be in our prototype. So we describe what we are going to propose to the customer in general, visual style and how it should be built, how it should go along with our idea of the tool itself. Then we will give as much detailed explanation of how to build each section as possible. So yeah, here I designed it with the YC style framework. And here we can also specify some behavior that should happen when person is interacting with your prototype, with your landing page. And let's take a look what tools can give you when you feed them just this text. You can feed it into Lovable, for example, and get this. I haven't spent more than half an hour for getting this website. It is a super simple landing page where you can see the main value proposition, the main hero section, some section where different projects, where people share different projects. Of course, it's all fake, but at least it shows how the product will look in the end. Some basic explanation of the flow for you as a customer. And you can sign in into this website. So yeah, we already have an account system here. We can go to the project. We can set the likes and write a review. And we have some different comments from different accounts. So yeah, that's the thing you can build in just half an hour with the PRD document. So let's go to the tools that you can use for building such thing. Before the emergence of AI, you had the simple constructors that let you build non-functional landing pages, just some basic fields, some basic sections, but you usually cannot interact with such prototype. And of course, engineers had their engineering capabilities to build the website on their own. But now we have a AI that can help people to glue this together, and with really simple code capabilities, you can create a really good prototype. But in the case when you don't really want to do some real coding, you can use a more simpler solutions that's full AI builders that will do the whole thing for you. So you won't need to prompt something into Cursor and do some designs in Figma and stuff, and to automate all of that into Nathan application. For the most fast and simple pages, you can use some old-fashioned builders like Tilda or Carder, and these are tools that are suitable for the most basic stuff. Of course, they're evolving as well. They're trying to catch for the AI hype and to integrate some better capabilities into them, but they're not that powerful as, for example, Lovable. Lovable is a full designer that can just get your PRD and generate full website that this website will work. You will have a account system in that, so you can register you and your friends. As I already showed you can have a feed with different posts and reactions and comments to it. So back then, if you haven't had any real development experience, it would take you minimum a week to build such thing, to learn how to do this and to build it. And now you can do it in 10 minutes. But if we want to create something bigger and more powerful, we will need to do more stuff by ourselves. Here we can, for example, design our website as detailed as we want in Figma. Then you can give a view of your website to the Cursor, and Cursor can implement that in code. Then when you want to create some automations and flow of a person who is visiting your website, you can use Nathan to send them emails, to give you notifications, to add them into the list of customers in Airtable. So basically, it's gluing different products, different services together. And for the coding, you also have different options. It depends on your own choice of at what extent do you want to be into the development process. Sometimes you don't want to touch it at all, and you fully delegate it to the agents. Sometimes you want agents only to fix some problems for you and implement some non-fun stuff. So for example, Juni is a good thing for that. Cursor is a good thing for building something from a good prompt. Replit is also a really cool thing for building complex solutions, but it will require a lot of effort, prompting, and still it would require some tweaking by hand. And I guess most of you are familiar with the coding tools with AI, so we can proceed to the real example. As I already showed you my page, I built it super fast, and Lovable also gives you an opportunity to deploy this website that you created for free, or when it depends on how much tokens or calls have you spent per day. If I'm not mistaken, they're giving you five interactions with the chat per day. But yeah, you can deploy this thing right on the Lovable platform. You don't need to buy some Google domains for $10 as it was before. And the last step that you need to take is to make as much people as possible know about your project, about your landing page. For more detailed guide on Lovable, I can only suggest you visiting YouTube. I think there are plenty of things that you can build with it, with Lovable, and the basic guide from the Lovable team for like 30 minutes already gives you enough information for building the whole thing from zero to deployed app. And right now we can switch back to the prototype that I've showed you, and I can show you some capabilities of Lovable so you have a brief understanding on how it works. We have a chat here, and for example, I don't like that in the bottom it says Twitter, because it's not Twitter anymore, it's X. And if I will type like change the Twitter icon to the X, it will do this, but sometimes it's much easier to do it by yourself. You have a visual edits button here. Starting the preview, okay. What's happening? Just a moment. Visual edits. We can select this and just change the whole thing without any need to ask an AI to do that. Also, we can change the fonts and all the alignments, colors and stuff. Also, we can, for example, change an icon here. And it might be hard to look for the icon that we need. So for that case, we can ask chat to change the icon of Twitter into the X logo. And yeah, we need to save our changes. But for example, here at the bottom also we have a rules button, which is, let me finish the visual edits. We have a rules button, which just redirects us into the bottom, into the top part of the page. So let's change that and ask implement a rules section. We will need to wait for like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. It is the time differs from the complexity of the task. But in general, you can prototype pretty much everything. If we are talking about a website with some flow that customers should test, here in Lovable. Yeah, while it generates our rule section, I can ask you if you have any questions, if you want me to show some specific things. At the end, at the end of the lecture, I will stay here with you so you can try creating a PRD document and the prototype in Lovable with me. So if you will need any assistance, I'm here to help. Yeah, and we can do some pages together if you want. As you see, now when we click rules, we have a page that opens. Oh, could you please turn off the mic? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so now we implemented the rule section. We can do the same thing with any other stuff that is not implemented yet. And your goal here is basically to polish everything to the point where everything would work as expected, and you won't get into the case where user want to click a button and nothing happens. Because at the beginning, you'll have a lot of empty buttons that don't do anything, and you will need to ask Lovable to do some real backend work behind, so it would work. And yeah, when we've created such page, it is not the final step. When we got the page, we still need to distribute it among people. We need to make people like click on it and get the first feedback. We need to talk with people who liked our idea and maybe fix some things that they don't like, discuss their own approach to the task. For example, if people are searching for, if people are struggling with emails and you're giving them a tool to speed up their work with emails, let them tell their pain points. And from that, you can get a lot of information on what features should you make in your product. So yeah, let's get to the specific things that we might to focus our landing on. The first one is the famous Wizard of Oz strategy. It works for the products where you can either do the whole thing already, so it's not like super hard to implement the whole workflow, and you really give people an opportunity to solve their problem right at the point. But sometimes when you don't have a full app built when you have a landing, you can do another thing. You can say them that they can send their request. For example, if we're talking about some video editing, if we implement a tool that will do the video editing with AI, they can send us their videos with a prompt, and we will do the editing with our hand or some with the other AI models. But in the end, we will send them an email that, look, your results are ready. You can see our how our tool worked when it wasn't really a tool that worked. But for the customer, it would look like a real thing. And sometimes this thing really gets you to the money from the customers. And that's the best validation that you can get. Another strategy is a pure smoke. And here we should make people want a product that is not developed yet. To do this, we can show them designs. We can show them workflow, but won't let them to interact with it or try their own workflow. And the main idea here is to validate that your approach for the big problem is suitable, because when people will leave their details and push some buttons on your website where you show them a example workflow, and for example, you can give them an opportunity to write down their own example that they would like to be covered. It makes people want your product because they already interacted it with some sense. And also, which is important here, you clearly show them the value proposition. You clearly show what they will get in the end, without any like real interaction. That lack of real interaction is the problem, of course. You won't get any money when you don't give people anything. But in this case, you can at least get some requests for testing. and it would be good enough if we'll have like 3 such requests. At least some people want to test your project. And the thing that is not that is sometimes advised, but I think it's not suitable for our case, because we are not really that famous and nobody would believe us that we are doing something super, super big and hard. The early bird benefit is the strategy when you don't really show anything. You just create the page where it says that you will get some, there is a product in development. Here is some description of what will happen. And you can subscribe to get some discount, to get an updates and stuff, which can work. But the problem here is that when you really don't have anything to back your landing page with, people will find another solution for their problem. I bet that for many problems that people face, there are multiple solutions on the internet, and you're not most likely you're not the first who's doing a specific thing. Your goal may be to do it better than the others, which is a good goal and a good way to build a startup, to basically re-implement something that was done wrong for years. But in this specific case, when you just when you don't show people anything, when you ship it late, they will most likely find something else and won't be interested in your product. It works when you're like famous expert and people know that you won't sell them some bullshit. But again, it's most likely not our case. When you've created a landing page, you understood how you would like to promote it, which idea to use, you need to put some effort or money into marketing and make it visible for people. Because when you just post it somewhere to your friends group, only your friends who already subjective to you will share their thoughts on that, and no real people with real pain will try your approach to solving that pain. And for the cases when you don't have any money or desire to spend money on promoting your landing page, you can do a lot of work with direct posting it into some specific forums, into specific subreddits. For example, if you're creating a product for kids, you should most likely try to post it on a subreddit of young parents who will pay for the great tool for their kids. And also the strategy of roast me works sometimes. People like to highlight the bad side of work. So when you want to iterate and maybe understand what are the bottlenecks of your solution, you can make people just criticize it. When you have at least some budget for marketing, it becomes a bit easier for you because there are many strategies. You can talk with ChatGPT about it. There are just some examples listed here. For example, you can go on the Reddit and post an ad in a specific community. And as far as I know, ads in local small or medium-sized communities are working pretty good. And if people are interacting with community, they will most likely interact with the ad related to it. Or you can connect with some influencer in the field and make them advertise your idea, your landing page. Yeah, and what we want to get in the end is at least some clicks and some conversion rates, some traffic. We want people to stay on our page. We want them to click. For example, we can get back to the lovable prototype that I showed to you, and we could go to the analytics, and you can see the visitors, the page views, bounce rate, which is like the main statistic we will care, because we want to reduce it, and we want people stay on our page. We want them to read, to click, and to leave their details and show their interest in our project. So yeah, about the specific metrics that we want to cover, if you're already doing the Wizard of Oz and you're already giving some real value, the best thing you can measure is the revenue, and also important thing is a qualitative feedback from users. You most likely won't get many users at the beginning, so you will be able to interact with them personally and understand what can you do better. For the pure smoke, you are mostly caring about how many people visited your page, what's the bounce rate, and how many of them sign up for your like future product, about sign up for the information about it. And if they will interact with it more, sharing exact feedback, it would be much better, of course. Now, when we understood that at least somebody needs our solution, we will need to move to the prototyping and creating the thing. For the Wizard of Oz, the problem is already solved. And for the pure smoke, when we get some people who are interested in our product, we can build the prototype with aforementioned AI tools, like Cursor, for example, and we can give it directly to those people and listen to their response. Here are some tools that could work at the different stages. Figma, as most of you know, is just a visual stuff that is not really connected to a working product. Then we have a data-driven prototypes that already can do some real work, but they are limited in their capabilities, and for some bigger solution, you will need to build a full app, and there are some tools for doing it as well, for example, Bubble. And yeah, it is quite understandable that as more capabilities are in a tool, the harder it would get for you to do something in it and to really push it for a great result. And when we already got some signups, the best thing you can do is the user interview. You can just give them your prototype, be silent and let them talk, let them interact with it, see how real people will approach the task with your prototype, where they want to see the buttons. For example, sometimes people expect that you will have a button at some right side of the screen because it's how the people read mostly how people read from left to right. Some people read from left to right, so you need to adapt for such cases. So yeah, you need to see how people would interact, what reaction from your prototype they will expect. And it is important here to let them do the thing and not force them to follow the specific route that you see as a developer, because no real users will know how to use your product properly. They will use it how they expect it to be working. And there is a great study about that. You can also take a look on it, is why 5 users is enough for usability testing. And that's basically it. So you need to, first of all, step 0, you need to choose an idea that you will work on. I hope that given we've spent like months until that stage talking about ideas, we already have some ideas to work on. And when you have some promising ideas that you're ready to spend your time, your effort, you will need to choose a framework. Then you will choose a tool, and I really advise you to use the simplest tool possible and don't spend a lot of time detailing and developing the thing by yourself. Then you want to collect data from your prototype, from your landing page. And when you have data, you have an opportunity to work with it and see if people really want it. You should go for the user interview. You should maybe spend some more money on marketing. You should start building the thing and shipping it to the first users and making first money. But if you already tried everything and you haven't got any feedback at all, or you got mostly negative feedback that your tool does not work, does not solve a real problem, trying to solve a problem that, for example, is already solved by other tool that is much more usable, much more cheaper, for example. In this case, you should either change your approach, change how you view that, adapt to the needs of a market, or you can maybe just go for another project. It's completely okay to fail and to understand that it haven't worked out. My first project, I really believed in that, and it haven't worked out as like completely. Nobody wanted to use a app that we spent time developing, and it is also an important lesson for you that you shouldn't spend a lot of time developing something before you validate the real need for that tool from real people. So yeah, that's it for the lecture part.